Hey there, welcome back to Auspicious Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and find out what your current energy is, hidden aspects, and what's coming up for you. What is the energy for my lovely Aries watching this video? Nothing has come out just yet, but in shuffling the cards, it seems like you are in solitude and recovering from a loss. This could be a financial loss. This could have to do with feeling some amount of regret. It seems like in the past you kind of betrayed yourself. You didn't listen to your intuition and you allowed someone to kind of suppress you. I get the feeling that you're in isolation and considering speaking up about some very serious aggressions, some information you're holding, and I think it's information you don't even want to hold, you don't even want to know. Let's get some more information on this. Tell me more about this Aries that's resonating. Ace of Cups. The good thing is you have a new opportunity that's coming up for you, a new proposal. However, let's get some more information. It kind of feels like this proposal could be from a past person that just kind of, I guess, trauma dumped in a way on you, in a way that made you feel responsible for things that they did. And you're looking back at the past and feeling quite dejected. This person has affected your ability to trust people. That's not going to last very long, though. Tell me more about the situation. So here with the Queen of Pentacles, this could have to do with someone who is a mother figure. On the flip side, you're pretty independent. I get the feeling that you're gearing up to move forward and change your life in a significant way. This is something that you've really kept close to your chest, something you haven't shared with many people, if anyone. I do want to let you know that if you have shared some plans with people that you know are close to you and can be trusted, you did the right thing. You don't have to worry about that. This reading is really all about your relationship with trust in yourself. You now trust yourself, but you're wasting too much time looking back at moments and situations where you didn't. You're sitting in this feeling of shame, and you don't deserve to feel that way. The shame isn't yours to carry. You have to know that. What else is going on here for my lovely Aries? Look at this. You're not going to be in this Five of Pentacles energy very long. You are moving forward to being celebrated, appreciated for your intellect and who you are. I really get the feeling that you've had multiple situations in your life that have all kind of come to a head. Betrayals from past friendships, betrayals from previous workplaces, aggressions at previous workplaces, people who wanted to force you to feel left out. Definitely you've dealt with some pretty malicious energy, and you're still working through how to transmute that, but it is because you see how all of this energy up here is pretty chilly. You could be living in a state right now, or a country that's pretty cold, going through a cold front right now. And as much as it seems like You could have been pushed out of previous situations. This is a really good thing because this is leading you directly into this new situation, these new opportunities, an entirely new place where you're going to be celebrated and cared for. I get the energy that you're a sweet person and loyal to a fault. At least you used to be. The biggest part of this time in your life right now is to learn how to forgive yourself, how to not beat yourself up. You're wiser, you're smarter now. You're still young as well. You're someone who's like in your 30s. You're definitely in your 30s. Or approaching your 30s, like in the next couple years kind of age group. Don't beat yourself up anymore. Unfortunately, people do go to great lengths to deceive people with kind hearts like yours, with soft voices like yours. It's just now you know better. What else is going on here for my lovely Aries? What's coming up in the horizon for them? Look at this. Yeah, you will be able to trust again. That's not going to say that it's going to be easy for you in the beginning. But I do see you, it seems like you're potentially moving away from an area. I see you moving and traveling. I would not be surprised if the World card comes up later on in the reading at some point. The fault doesn't necessarily lie with you in these past situations. And as far as, again, you ran into people who were malicious and went to great lengths to deceive you and put you in situations you did not want to be in. Really hurtful situations, dangerous situations. But you are going to be meeting fantastic people. People with a heart like yours that does not enjoy taking advantage of others. People who are not liars. Here with these 3 cards, you're being asked to change your perspective on things. Change your perspective on trust. Trust is not something that you have to provide to others. That's something that others need to earn from you. Change your perspective of friendship, work, even familial dynamics. You know better now. You trust yourself now. You know how to end situations that are no longer good for you or that never were. Embrace the unknown. You are moving forward and moving somewhere very exciting. I get that there's some hesitance, some worry there. It's going to work out so beautifully. This is a really lovely energy. I'm really glad to see you moving out of that energy. It is fantastic to self-reflect. But don't stay in it, because at that point, prolonged self-reflection, when you understand the lesson and you understand how to implement that and prevent yourself from being back in these situations, just really turns into self-flagellation, essentially self-abuse, you know? So don't keep beating yourself up. You don't need to. You shouldn't. Truly, the shame does not belong to you. It doesn't. And it never did. And you will meet people. You will be back in your energy. This new place that you're moving to is going to feel safe to your nervous system. You're going to be around good people who will be able to meet you where you're at. You will enjoy good rest. And here, you do know better. You know how to say no to situations that are not good for you now. You didn't know how to before. And not because you were dumb. I really feel like somebody in your life called you dumb a lot, whether as a joke or something. This is looking like a negative friend, so-called friend, frenemy type of thing. And you're not dumb. They were projecting their lack of intellect onto you. You were never dumb. They lied to you. If you were treated that way and made to feel lesser than in a workplace that had nothing to do with you, had nothing to do with you. You are very intelligent. You've simply been lied to by people who have manipulated their position in your life. And I really get that you ghosted someone. You've been just going silent. You're not allowing people to come back into your energetic field in any way, shape, or form to upset you. You've gone through all of the upset in your life that you're going to go through. Will there be challenges? Yes, but it's not going to be at all like how things were before. At all. Like, truly. And that's very difficult for you to trust and believe. But this new place that you move to, these new people that you work with are going to have integrity. It's not going to feel like such hard work. Honestly, it's feeling like you went through some 10 of Wands situations, 10 of Swords situations, and you won't be going through that anymore. Now, you are a fantastic hard worker. You are a fantastic person. You're a smart worker. You're not going to need to work hard. And the people around you are going to encourage that. The people that you end up meeting in this new place are not going to want to see you suffer. Beautiful. Queen of Wands energy. Your confidence is coming back. It's already been there. It's always been there. But again, you were around some very deceitful people. Very hurtful things. But it was never your fault. And to make you feel better, these people have truly dug themselves their own graves. They lost out on the privilege of your intellect when it comes to work, your demeanor, your personality. You bring a light wherever you go, despite how much darkness has been thrown at you. And these people only trail darkness around them, and it engulfs them regularly. It's what they chose. It's what they continue to choose. You continue to choose compassion, kindness, humanity, cooperation, collaboration. That's who you are. You're a creative, kind individual. And here, look at this. It's looking like you are going to be able to make such fabulous connections. You'll be able to start a business where you move to. This is going to be fabulous. You do not have trust issues. It's important to identify that. Instead of saying you have trust issues or you feel like you do, no, you don't. No, you don't. You are discerning. You are discerning. In the past, you did give trust very easily because that's who you were. You're a trustworthy person who found yourself around untrustworthy individuals, right? And so, now that you've gone through these painful situations and you've come out on top as you always do, my lovely Aries, now You have what's called discernment, which is not a trust issue. Anyone around you who makes you feel like, which I get at this point, you've, taken those relationships to the cleaners. You don't currently have anyone around you who is deceitful and not trustworthy anymore. You did what you needed to do. You walked away and took a loss, but it was never a loss. It was dead weight. You got rid of that, and that's why all these beautiful things are coming into your life. Look at this wonderful, gorgeous spread. These are beautiful cards. If you look at the previous readings I've done in the last couple days, there have been some dark themes, some very dark spreads that have come out. This is not your situation. Look at this. This is really wonderful. This is you healing. And healing does not mean, okay, I want to be able to trust another lover quickly. I want to be able to trust another person who wants to befriend me quickly. No. Healing is that sense of trust issues, which is actually discernment. Anyone who says that someone has trust issues is someone who should not be trusted. Truly. If someone ever, and you know this now, here, especially with the Four of Cups, you know now. But just a reminder, if anyone ever makes you feel like there needs to be a rush for any kind of relationship, whether it's work, whether it's friendship, whether it's romantic, or even platonic, and just doing day-to-day transactions with, business, ordering from restaurants, things like that. Anyone who makes you feel like you need to make a snap decision, this discernment kicks in. Because you now know there are people out there who will willingly and happily lead you into fire. But now you've become the fire. You're the one with the sharp glare anytime your spidey senses tingle. You've become walking karma now. You are in this Queen of Wands energy, a lot of fire energy. Your fire has always been there. Instead of it engulfing you, now it is what protects you. So awesome stuff. Let's see. We've got Two of Wands, which is lovely. Look at you. You've got the world in your hands. You have learned all the lessons that you needed to for the past, like I said, I think you're in your 30s or approaching your 30s. You spent your whole life collecting all of these valuable lessons that now have become this hair trigger, fine discernment. Essentially, no one can bring you the BS, and you know exactly how to maneuver. You're no longer afraid of cutting people off. You're no longer afraid of ghosting people who have grossly disrespected you. Beautiful. Here we have Temperance. You are in emotional balance. You see this? This is like you taking one cup and transmute it. This card is really looking like transmutation here. Take a lot of baths. Take baths. It's going to help you a lot to relax your muscles, to relax, your hormones. Take walks out in nature as well. That's going to help too. And it's going to help clear those frustrating memories. I know it's very hard when you've been betrayed multiple times in multiple settings. Again, this is past friends, workplace. I don't think it's multiple workplaces. I think just recently there's one workplace that super did you dirty, But that's still a lot to recover from. That's painful. Past even educational experiences and past you've overcome a whole lot. You have a beautiful large spirit team that has seen everything, and that's why these people are squirming and dealing with their karma and whatnot. They're going to, because everything that happened was seen. You have a lot of love behind you. There are a lot of people who care about you on the other side and in the physical too. You really do. You are important. You're the kind of you're the kind of person people go to when there's an issue. You are the calm. You are the balance. Beautiful stuff. Even when you're feeling like this, it's like people can't tell. People cannot tell when you're in this introspective, I'm cutting everybody off, because you have to preserve your actual balance, your sanity, your health. People can't tell when you're in this energy at all. They don't know when you're in the Five of Pentacles. They think you're in the, which funny enough, I'm still reading a few more cards. They think you're in the Ten of Pentacles the whole time, which is why they keep on, trying to keep getting at you, keep sending messages to you, keep trying to claw at your energy, keep trying to drag you into crap that just doesn't have to do with you anymore. It never did, But beyond that, you actually do have quite a bit of money coming your way. You have a lot coming your way here with this Eight of Wands. You're getting a lot of spiritual downloads too. You're going to be getting a lot of yeses. You're going to be getting so many yeses. And here we have the Ten of Pentacles right behind that. King of Wands energy. Beautiful. And whenever you are ready, which you again, now you know trust is not something that needs to be used as a bargaining chip to begin a relationship. Not at all. In any relationship, whether it's work, obviously romantic, platonic, etc., you do not have to trust anyone. And now you've learned that you shouldn't really. You have sharp discernment. And I like this card too because I'm noticing how the woman on the left is accepting, is like, holding onto the cup with both hands. And the man on the right is like, I don't know how to put it. She looks discerning. She looks like, okay, if I'm going to allow you to have an ounce of my trust, you're not going to get all of it. You're going to get a small ounce of my trust. I expect you steward it well, because if not, I will take it back immediately. You will never see me again. You will never see my intellect again. You will never see my love again. You will never see my empathy again, and you will be out in the cold to deal with people who are, well, quite treacherous, deceitful. You're discerning with your cup now. Love it. Beautiful. This is great. And yes, you could end up meeting a new love where you go. Wonderful stuff. And look at this. As I open up the deck, didn't I say I wouldn't be surprised if the World card comes out at some point? Fabulous. Yep, you know the truth. Here with the Ace of Swords, you've put a direct end to people being able to lie to you and get away with it. Ten of Cups wanted to peek out here too. It may feel like you can never trust anyone again after certain things you've been through, but you will be able to when you're ready and if you want to. You're not obligated to. You're perfectly fine if you honestly never, partner with anyone again. You're literally perfectly fine. You don't need to. And why? Because in this cycle of life right now, you are coming out of this extreme devastation that you've experienced in the past. You have effectively manifested the life that you want, and it's coming into fruition right now. Yep, because in the past, yes, you have dealt with, again, people who were here with the Five of Swords, people who were violent, abusive, deceitful, hateful, bullied you, which honestly encompasses all of the ridiculous situations you went through with work, one particular workplace maybe, a particular partner, a particular past friend who you've come to find out was never your friend. When you look back at things, now that you have maturity on your side, this could have been like a friend from childhood. Yeah, you're recovering from Three of Swords, heartbreak. But now they're left to sit in it. That's the thing. They are left with heartbreak. Because now, what do you think people who are deceitful do? They put themselves around other people who will enable them or who will be just as deceitful as them, right? And do you really think that's going to end up well for them? Of course it won't. There's a childhood, past childhood friend for sure that has been, you realized is just, they turned out to be a really awful person who was actually trapped in a marriage they didn't even respect themselves. This is a person who never respected themselves at all. They were happy to put you in a situation that was not good for you. Someone who's very greedy. This is someone who you could have found out or they told you directly. Like I said earlier, there's information that you were told that you don't want to know, that you're not a part of, that you're just like grossed out by. So it could be that this past person has been, cheating on their spouse, and it's created a lot of side effects. I mean, nature happens and people go to really disgusting lengths to hide infidelity when nature happens, I'll put it like that. Someone who's very greedy with your time. They wanted opportunities that were afforded to you for things that they never even did or couldn't do, that they don't even like. Energy of jealousy here. And just a very combative person, someone who creates a huge mess in their life, so they want to try to befriend you and see you down because it makes them feel better about themselves. Pathetic. Very pathetic. And your intuition really kicked off about this situation and that person. Yep. Here with the Hierophant, this person went against tradition of friendship, family, everything. This could involve a previous workplace too, with a coworker or two, or even people in leadership who wanted to confuse the narrative about you so that you would end up in the Five of Pentacles energy, losing a job or something. But you stayed close to your intuition. And that's why, again, you have these beautiful things coming in for you that nobody can stop. Oh, my darling, I'm very sorry that you've been put in this really icky energy just because you are a sweet, just cherry blossom. But, now you know. Now you know how to move forward. And you should be proud of yourself, because these beautiful Ace of Cups situations, you're going to be rained down on. So many blessings are going to be rained down on you. So many things that these people just would never even expect would happen for you. And they'll never know, because they booted themselves out of your life by being deceitful. And losing that particular role, that job, was the best thing that could happen to you. I want to go ahead and show you this again. We have the Ten of Cups that wanted to come out. You're moving directly toward happiness, healthy collaboration with people, being in that strong King of Wands energy, high discernment. And you do have messages of travel coming up for you shortly, so keep an eye on your messages. Yeah, you are getting justice for all of the hard work that you've put into your life, that you've tried to put into others. Yep. No more sneaky behavior. And as a matter of fact, it'll probably make you feel a bit better, but these people in these past situations, I get the feeling that you have had people from the past reach out to you, past childhood friends saying, oh, I need your help, I need you. Then you meet up with them, then they tell you how they've been dishonest with the person they decide to spend their life with, and yeah, no, all of this treachery. Oh, and by the way, to continue what I was saying about that, then at the same time, this person is like putting you down, like insulting you and who you are, while they're crying about their disgusting indiscretions. Yeah, this is what these people are left in. They're in deep, deep, deep regret, a lot of conflict. This feels like this has to do with work and also that person's family, just being at them. They're having a lot of conflict everywhere in every aspect of their life. They feel lonely. They have someone next to them, but it's not. They've betrayed this person on top of betraying you, like in a very terrible way too. Covering up the result of affairs. This is something that's on their mind. This is the kind of person who, when they're 80, on their deathbed and whatnot, they're the kind of person who's screaming, oh, get these babies away from me, because of all the really horrible things they've done to cover up their infidelity. This is what they've created for themselves. Not being able to be happy. This treachery, blocking their happiness. Same thing with previous work situations. People up at night trying to be sneaky, during work processes, and it's not working. These people create chaos wherever they go, and that's all that they're going to reap in life, because that's what they continue to choose. And you, oh yeah, and of course this tower, this is for them, if it makes you feel better. Same thing with, past lover. Essentially all the people who have really done you terribly, where you've met them with love, are going through multiple devastating events in their lives. And all because they wanted to actually throw this energy of the tower onto you. But it didn't work. You are not these people falling out of the tower. You are in a whole different place as they continue to go through this. You're in an entirely different place. You're here, you're doing this. And they've created their own prison. They've made their lives a prison because they chose to. And you chose not to be their prisoner, which is why you are free. And you will eventually be able to, your brain will stop replaying those negative memories. They will. It will get better. Rely on your intuition. Continue to do that. You are the High Priestess. You are a very wise and grounded person that people really look to. You could be a teacher. You could be, yeah, you reveal what's hidden. This is lovely. You are a wish come true. Your wishes are coming true. Here with the Nine of Cups. If starting a family is something you wanted, that's what you're going to get, and it's going to be healthy. You will not ever run into another love situation where someone is deceitful toward you. You will never run into it again. Now, again, use your discernment, because it doesn't mean that there won't be people that won't try to approach you. I'm saying who you decide to be discerning with and move forward with after a lot of time. You won't run into that type of pain that people have created for themselves. You are the Empress. These beautiful things are chasing you. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful. And you are going to be out of this Five of Cups energy, no longer looking at the past, able to say, well, you know, I learned everything I needed to know. You are literally so fully equipped for this very big transition you're going for. You're very well equipped. You are equipped. You, as a matter of fact, have run into things that the new people around you are not going to necessarily be able to relate to, which means you're going to be a leader for them. You're going to be able to anticipate issues, mitigate them before they even happen. You're a force. You are a force. You're an Aries, don't forget. You've got that fire. Well, that's what I've got for you, my dear. Go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're seeing this on YouTube. Leave some comments. I love to hear from you guys. And take it easy. Just rest.